So as you know, the main channel, Pyrocynical, there's a video every year or so at best, and these videos wouldn't be possible on my own. I have a team of editors, but one editor, Ramska, it's basically been me and him since the beginning. And what he's done recently on his own channel is put together his very own video. So I wanted to go over that and just see, why is it taking so long to get a video out on the main channel? Right, I want to watch this video because my editor made it. Ramska. The darkest twist in a video game. I think I helped him with this title because he was asking me like, what's the what should I put for it? But anyway, if you're wondering why the videos take so long to come out on the main channel, blame Ramska because he's working on his own stuff.
That's Apollo control at 4 hours 4 minutes. Apollo 11's velocity now is 17,000. 00152.
It's rare that a game sticks with me for years after I play it. It really does take a special...
He's gay. He's gay. I'm sorry. I can't.
Something to reserve a spot in my garbage land-filled mind. And there's a very good reason Prey has a first-class VIP booth in my frontal cranium. Too bad it's lonely up there. The closest it has to company is Harriet Dubois.
Please convert to the religion of the trickster moon god, Rur. The festival of Germina is upon us.
Among Us. That's the moon god, right? From Zelda.
Mess, but he's my special mess. By the way, this is about Prey 2017. It's not to be confused with Prey 2006. Two completely different games that were, well, admittedly both abused by the crack of Bethesda's
Hear that sigh, dude? That's a gay sigh. Very telling of gay furries.
whip. In a world where modern gaming is dominated by titles that are made to be played forever, with the intention of being fueled by a continuous source of income via season passes and $20 FOMO furry skin.
That is such an ugly furry skin, by the way. Isn't it crazy that they haven't had a single good furry skin in that game? The only good furry skin they got is that scaly one. They're all so ugly. They look terrible. What is this donor? Thank you, Ether, for the 29. Thank you, Untitled, for the 13.
There's a unique experience to be had with a game that, with years even after finishing, keeps you thinking about it in this weird seductive Stockholm syndrome. Whether it be from dumb fun character moments and set pieces presented perfectly in a linear 6-hour playthrough, or a more purposeful discussion on the morals through themes and story beats. No, that's enough wine.
Have you ever played Cyberpunk?
They leave a lot of itches unscratchable, an insatiable want for more, and the only way to soothe it is to endlessly recap and discuss it detail by detail with friends or, God forbid, strangers. When a game continues to be discussed far beyond...
People give Reddit a lot of slack. I don't like Reddit, but I keep coming back to it. It's like heroin. You just can't stop once you start. I watched this film called Titan yesterday. It's about this girl that gets in a car crash, and she has a titanium implant in her head. And I had to look up on Reddit afterwards because I was like, what did I just watch? Like, what is the interpretation here? It's a decent film, though. Thank you, Snore, for the 5. Thank you, Sebastian, for the 29.
What it had to offer. It has then far exceeded its job as a piece of art. Art like the patches I have on this here spacesuit. Don't touch it. It's real Ramska branding. Ever wanted to fulfill your dream of being a corporate space overlord? Well, now you can with my new evil space corporate capitalist t-shirts. With its slick embroidered design woven by the first homeless man I could find. Wearing this shirt...
I'm not buying this merch, mate. I'm sorry. I'm not buying this.
It's like wearing the mark of sacrifice. And instead of demons chasing you, it's your dad hunting you down for using his credit card.
Right, man.
And don't forget the patches. These are like Call of Duty perks, but instead, they scare away both men and women. Nobody will want you. You can add these to...
Well, he's gay, so he wouldn't mind if the woman ran away.
Any article of clothing, like jackets and programmers.
Like, I spilled my coffee. I literally just... Wow, man! The socks, really? Really? Really?
Sucks. And you could do this by simply ironing...
I got a fire him.
Series of trans.
I got a fire him. I actually need him gone.
them on. And don't forget...
You know that Keemstar Discord message? I want this guy killed, clean shot, like genuinely. Thank you, 6 to 24 months.
This little guy. You wouldn't forget him, would you? Look at his face. Don't leave him hanging. So I hope you guys go check...
I'm not buying this merch. Bro, you funded it.
Check it out and help support the inflation fetish of my wallet. Who knows? Maybe one day there could be a certain 6-foot pillow. In Prey, you play as Morgan Yu, who is brother of Alex Yu, who are both Nepo babies in charge of the Talos 1 station, owned by the company TranStar.
The fat one in that is voiced by Benedict Wong. He is such a good actor.
Aboard Talos 1, experiments are experimented. Research operations are held to extract materials from a xenospecies called the Typhons. And the Typhons have special abilities like telekinesis and reading your thoughts.
I know you used summons on Elden Ring.
So of course,
People made the argument on Elden Ring that if you used any summons, if you used that phantom that duplicates you, you didn't beat the game.
TranStar is trying to yoink the...
You're saying trans because of TranStar? Okay, I will be honest. I played through Prey recently. When I looked at the company name and it said TranStar, I laughed. I'm fucking mind broken by that, man. Like, I hate that so much. That would have not been funny in 2017, but in current year, wow. I laughed and then I got angry at myself that I laughed because I've actually been mind broken by the internet.
The Typhon abilities and put it into humans by using neuromods, which is basically a part of the cosmic horror genre's eyeball-flavored yakitori. Oh look, the red one's Morgan's, and this one's Isaac Clarke's, and this one's is... Oh, right. Though TranStar is up to something dubious, yet you have no memory of this because, as it turns out, these neuromods can wipe your memory when you uninstall them. But my Morgan Yu reuses the same needle because we care about cost effectiveness. If Morgan is a man or a woman of science, how will they continue to science if memory no has? Not to worry, because we have a guy called January. They're here to store Morgan's memories that they'd lose in the uninstallation process. So much so that they almost act with a consciousness of their own, as a distant echo of the player character who has lost all the context and initial motives of our Morgan before losing their memory. So naturally, they lead you to follow the motives of a past you. Only before Alex, your human brother, tries to win you over to his side in an attempt of taking advantage of your memory loss.
Good luck with your new life.
And because this is
I do like how the physics in that game were like more comedic than Gary's mod, completely unintentionally.
an immersive sim with a lobotomized protagonist left with zero memory, this allows...
Oh, it's an immersive sim, guys, because you can go, look, it's...
And because this is an immersive sim...
Look, guy, look, he used his stun. Look, it's the thing, guys, look, it's the immersive sim. You can go through the door or the vent, guys. Guys, you can pick the way you play.
With a lobotomized protagonist.
Like, it literally is an immersive sim, but it's so genius now how just you can make fun of it.
Left with zero memory. This allows you to have, let's say this together with reverb now.
It's like when people at like press conferences will be like, you can play the game any way you want. So they say that about like Far Cry 3. It's like, okay, I could stealth or I could go loud. Hooray. Like, bro, why do you think I've put off the Far Cry 2 video for like 7 years? It's so... Say it with me now. Deadpool bit. It's so boring. Like, Far Cry 2 is so good, but it's so boring. It's so boring.
Agency! With the spicy kick of moral questioning. Throughout the game, you are given quests like, go retrieve this life-saving medicine for Michaela, or don't. It's okay, don't worry about me.
It's not really okay.
A train is about to hit a bunch of people, so do you push the fat guy onto the rail tracks? If I was Mark Wahlberg and I was here, I would simply tell the train no. And then I'd go and make Ted 3. I reckon the universe of Prey asks questions on morality and existence that cannot be answered because the world is inhabited by people of unique opinions, which themselves are ideas and concepts that cannot be baked as objective.
I'd probably do the same thing.
Like a pyro video.
Yeah, I like it. Wait, go back. Jarvis, go back.
Or ideas and concepts that cannot be...
If he's doing Rent, he's getting fired, genuinely.
...baked as objective.
I'd probably do the same thing.
Like a pyro video releasing in 2025, or Australia...
I wonder why there's no video, Matthew! I wonder why!
...even being real.
Draw.
Sure, we can mitigate...
There will be a video out tomorrow, though. There will be a video out tomorrow. I promise. There will be a video out tomorrow.
Issues by making a choice, but now we may be held responsible for the misfortune of others down the track. Prey is basically one giant trolley problem with questions that hold no right or wrong answer. Only moral dilemmas that leave us questioning whether we did do the right thing or not. That which the game will not answer for you. Remember that you saved Michaela? Well, at one point, she asks you to find her father, Yuri. Though all that you can find that remains of him is an illegal recording that depicts Yuri being used as testing fodder, in which he is killed by a mimic Typhon.
Permission to release? Morgan? What you do kills us both. Release.
a test approved by
God, Prey is 7 years old. That is terrifying. I remember playing this when it came out on like Christmas. Oh, that's scary. That's a scary thought. I think the endings... I've always wanted to do a Prey video myself. I think Matthew asked me, like, he was like, are you going to do a video on Prey? And I was like, nah, probably not. Because, like, Joseph Anderson did one and it was really good. And there's not really much else I can add. So, you messed up for the 10 months.
Oh no, now you're giving us the Carty treatment.
What's the Carty treatment? What's that bit?
Morgan Yu.
Have we finally moved on to a new bit?
You are Morgan Yu. You are... Oh no! You did some shit you don't remember! It recontextualizes the main character's history. Morgan undoubtedly made immoral decisions for the sake of the company's research.
Here. I am currently on my religious
I knew
pilgrimage
it.
in Saudi Arabia. I am extremely proud to be a Muslim.
Gay furries sat there on a Discord call using Daddy's Fun Books to make the Muslim dono for over and over again. God damn it, I knew it.
But we never knew that when we began playing as Morgan. Of course, it's a video game. It's aware that you are enticed to play like a good boy, since good boys get good things, and bad boys get a mid-sequel. Because of this situation, you are...
I mean, the Bad Boys sequel wasn't... I guess it was kind of mid.
Presented the choice of sending the file to Michaela or deleting it. Do you sweep this under the rug to avoid responsibility? Or do you think it's worth Michaela gets closure, even if it hurts her? Michaela, I bring news! Understandably,
That's like her dad being killed, by the way.
Michaela is upset with you.
Why would you save me to do this? To buy back some guilt? So I'd forgive you? You don't even understand what it means to be human.
You did, even though you have no memory, authorize the procedure to kill him.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor!
It's funny because the good outcome is literally to go ahead and basically show her the recording that you authorized her dad being killed.
The glove doesn't fit. The best part is that both choices are inconsequential. The game made this dilemma for your moral compass that exists outside of the game. Is it better to hide the truth for your sake? Or do you be honest, risking her, albeit rightfully so, losing trust in you? She eventually forgives you as she recognizes you have no memory of the incident. Because are you really the same Morgan now as Morgan was before the game began? Can a Morgan with a memory wiped of their past actions be held accountable for them?
How's your eye? Still red?
TranStar is not a...
I think the only problem I had with Prey is like, you get these neuromods, right? That are basically like you're leveling up your skills. And the more you inject, the more powerful you become. And you can also use the alien abilities, the Typhon abilities. And they tried to weigh this kind of thing of like, oh, if you use too many Typhon neuromods, you might become an alien. You might be less than human. Or is it more than human? Maybe you're like improving. But all it really does in-game is turn the sentry turrets aggroed against you. Sentry turrets that are like incredibly easy to like take down and kill. So it really didn't change much. I think at the end of the game, like one of the criticisms they use against you is like, yeah, he used a lot of neuromods. Because like, I think at the end of the game, there's a checklist. And if you've got like most of them being positive, then you get the good ending. Or if you fail too many requisites, they're just like, no, you failed. And then you don't get a choice at the end of the game and it's just given for you and you get kicked back out to the menu. I think that was like, I feel like if you use too many alien neuromods, there should have been a bigger drawback. It should have made you incredibly strong, but there should have been some drawbacks. Instead of just like, oh no, a turret that does 5 damage every 10 minutes is now angry.
Company of good faith. And Morgan is just as much as a man of science first and people second as Alex. Morgan had a brief relationship with Michaela, and even his speech is cold and clinical about it.
Not on speaking terms. Had brief relationship.
It also makes the big alien aggro on you. Oh, you mean the nightmare? The big one? The nightmare's so easy, dude. Like, I played the whole game on the hardest difficulty. And the nightmare enemy is so easy. Genuinely, you just keep backing up firing, go to a place where it can't follow you, and then bait it out again and just keep shooting it. Like, it's a huge ammo sink, but it's... Because I would play this game, like, if you give me a game where I can metagame, I'm like a little greasy rat, I'm going to do that. I played through all of it. I would pick up every single thing in the game. I think the original game took me like 20 hours to beat because I would just go around picking everything up to recycle it to make as much like materials as I could to make as many neuromods as I could.
You ended it when tests began.
Genuine
She believes
question.
it is because you just...
Have you ever played a mil sim? Like Squad, Ready or Not, Arma 3, or Insurgency Sandstorm?
I played Arma when I was younger. I like how realistic it is. You shoot someone in the head and then they fall over 7 minutes later. That definitely happens in war. Ready or Not I played, but I kind of just got bored of it.
Discovered her medical condition, paraplexis. Convenient, but false. Severing ties seemed prudent to you. Less painful, given the impending memory loss.
Even acknowledging he's using his memory loss as a crutch to have an easy out. Calling severing ties a prudent action for himself, or Talos 1. TranStar is an anxious company with rivals who are competing with them, so naturally their means to achieve their
We need a rage bait stream. Yeah, wait until I play the game after this.
goals above their competitors have to be evil. In the universe of Prey, Russia and America are cooperating in space exploration, and Russia is more than
Oh yeah, this is one cool thing I liked about Prey. It's set when basically Kennedy didn't die in this timeline, so he like forwarded the space program and stuff.
happy to provide some human resources. No, I mean human resources. Michaela's father was a prison laborer, and he had volunteered to board Talos 1 so he could escape. That is quotation marks in there. But this volunteer program was a front to get easy disposable test subjects, because one of the main ways that Typhons multiply is by killing a living being. So Yuri must have been an awful person to unknowingly be sentenced to death, right? What's half the purpose he'd be in prison in the first place? Phone in your answers on the buzzer now. You have 3 seconds.
Kennedy didn't get clapped and space was colonized. That would never happen even if he didn't die. Like, could you imagine? I mean, guys, Black Ops 2 is set in 2025. We're in the same year that Black Ops 2 is set. Isn't that crazy?
That's right. You're all wrong. It was for protesting the Soviet invasion of India.
My father,
Do that on an iShow speed stream, bro. See how quick you get.
he was imprisoned for questioning the Soviet intervention in India. Many prisoners are lost in Siberian
Is your fan base okay? It's 2 gays in a Discord call organizing it. I know exactly who it is.
labor camps. But my father vanished. The only thing I knew for certain was TranStar was recruiting volunteers from those labor camps. He was sent here. I'm sure of it.
Wait, so you mean to tell me? Objection! Wait, to what? TranStar needed Typhon materials to make neuromods, but realized the Typhons would run out if they kept killing them for said materials. And the only way they could reproduce is by killing a living being. So the solution is to bring in people who are disposable, such as forget
His animation's really good. I like all the 3D assets he's done here.
criminals. But this begs the question of whether those test subjects were justly convicted, given unjust punishments depending on the severity of their crime. It's a Soylent Green type of tale in a
Can we have a single word that hasn't been retroactively ruined? Like, can we actually have a single word that has not been ruined? TranStar, Soylent. I am mind broken, chat. I am mind broken. Why is every single old thing in modern times completely unreadable? Look, I'm going to use this article again. Look at this. This came out in 1982. Discord among US Jews. It's like everything has been tainted. Everything.
the shape of a food chain. TranStar is a private company who plan to sell neuromods, and neuromods are made from real people just to enhance the skills and abilities for people who are able to afford the neuromods. The use of neuromods are a class divide. Furthermore, this was all unbeknownst to the rest of the Talos 1 crew. They gave their employees neuromods without informing them of that secret Typhon source.
Alex, I figured it out. Just too late.
Graves, are you still in fabrication?
The receptor molecules, exotic neurotransmitters, we didn't synthesize them. And there's no terrestrial source. We've been shoving it into our skulls. It all comes from them. But you never...
I'm going to send someone to help you.
I need to get this out now.
And this deception knows no bounds. Alex Yu even kept his brother Morgan in an Earth-like simulation, making him run through standard tests. Afterwards, every new day resetting
I do like how Prey is just modern System Shock 2.
Morgan's memory, starting over, made to live the same day over and over and over and over. After all, one of your kind of weaknesses is a toxic family. But surely there could be a reason he's locked in a simulation of home, and why the test chambers are behind glass. Neuromods are known to enhance and give skills like learning an instrument or a language, but because we have main character syndrome, we are able to install the Typhon's abilities like Mimic or Kinetic.
Yeah, that's one thing that was really interesting about the lore of Prey. So what Matthew just went over is like how if you got a neuromod removed, you'd forget everything up until the point that you had the mod installed. So you could have a neuromod installed in your head to learn to play the piano or the violin, like a grade 8, like a masterclass level. But if you had the neuromod removed, you would forget everything up until the point that you had it installed. So you'd forget how to play the violin or the piano, but you'd also forget every single memory that you had after taking the neuromod. It doesn't just wipe the thing that you've learned, it wipes everything. It genuinely just wipes your brain clean up until the point that you had it installed. That's why, like, that's why I think the opening of the game is so genius, because when you play as Morgan, like, you're playing as someone, you don't know where you are. You're walking around this apartment, because the guy that you're playing as, he has no idea who he is. He's just walking around. And obviously they had to, you know, make him a mute and stuff like that, because he'd instantly start saying, where am I? Who am I? Who am I?
Blast. So we discover later on that they are testing Morgan's potential Typhon abilities, which explains why they are confused as to why you are performing the challenges like a regular person. They conduct these tests behind glass cages because they understand that the Typhons are an unempathetic kind of being. They also understand that if you adopt traits of another kind, another personality, you could be at risk of becoming a mirror version of that you adopted from. And what is wired into Typhon DNA as a survival instinct? Kill! If you use the Typhon abilities around Sarah Alazar and a group in Cargo Bay A, they will attack you. To them, you are one of them, indistinguishable from a Typhon because you are no longer human.
To think it was considered chicanery.
Chicanery. Did he actually say that?
Because you are no longer...
Please tell me. I'm going to replay Prey if he says that.
Human.
To think it was considered chicanery.
Cinema. Again, that's another word that's been ruined. Yo, Epic Danky! Thank you for the 50 gifted, man. Much appreciated. Thank you, bro. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good Christmas and New Year's. Yeah, he's a regular gifter. He's based. Yeah, W's in chat for Danky. Thank you, man.
The scientists at the start of the game have you run personality tests that begin to persist on whether Morgan is an empath girl
Push the fat man.
boss or not, just so they can evaluate how different Morgan's personality changes with each new memory reset and neuromod install. Are you showing symptoms of the Typhon's instincts? Is it why Morgan is kept in an environment similar to their home, to counterbalance the potential of Morgan going full Typhon and forgetting his human self?
Why are we making this video? Right. Because my big brother's paranoid.
That's actually that. Okay, that joke landed really well. That joke landed really well. Because the entire bit is like, they've got a looking glass technology in the game, and it's like incredibly expensive because it just plays like old videos and stuff in perfect quality. Like they're actually there in the room. If I do a Prey video, I'm stealing that joke. I'm actually stealing that.
Right. Because my big brother's paranoid.
$400,000.
Psychometric data is showing statistically significant variance in personality patterns between trial runs of the new neuromods. Whatever. I feel more like myself than ever. I mean, look at this. We did it, Alex. It's real. Enjoy it while you can.
Holy crap, floating table, definitely worth it.
Because in a
He literally did what Gary's mod did in like 2004. Holy crap.
few minutes, it'll all be gone when we strip out the neuromods and reset. I know, including my memory of it.
Variance in personality patterns. The devs of...
Yeah, see, he said himself there, like, once they rip the neuromod out, like, he'll forget even having it in and doing all that.
Prey are aware when players are given a choice that they tend to pick the goodest of good options possible, or the deterrence of a lesser reward from evil choices.
I think that's so clever, though, that concept. You know what the best thing you can compare it to? Imagine if you, like, had, like, a stopwatch that could stop time. I think everyone's, like, kind of fantasized about that, like, the ability to, like, control time. Not to travel anywhere, but just to, like, pause it. Or, you know, something like that. Or maybe time travel. But let's say you had it in, like, a pocket watch, right? If you lost that pocket watch for whatever reason, or someone else got their hands on it, you're fucked. Like, you're screwed. And that's the same way that neuromods work. Like, if someone knew that you had a neuromod in, and they could take it out of you, you would forget everything. You'd forget all the ability. Like you could take every neuromod on Earth to become like the most smartest man, have all the talents in the world. You'd be like Elon Musk, but not having a mental breakdown every 5 seconds, making his profile picture of Pepe, calling himself Pepius Kekicus. But then, if someone knew where that came from and they could take it away from you, then you would be absolutely screwed.
Arcane acknowledged this bias, so to break it, they created options that are neither right or wrong. A test of what each individual player thinks is the
most smartest man.
correct option.
I didn't, okay, I said it wrong. The smartest man, not the most smart, the most smarterest man.
With varying rewards that have their own benefits. Sure, evil options do exist.
Why would you lobotomize yourself to be like Elon? Yeah, I was definitely being genuine when I said Elon's the smartest man.
But you are not punished for doing them. The RPG...
I'm constantly insulted on this platform. Yeah, didn't he make a tweet afterwards saying, like, how we spread some positivity? I show Speedface.
Gameplay is in theme of praise messaging about identity. You picking your flavor of neuromod upgrades, choosing how you play, is inherently you building identity, which is perfect because Morgan begins...
I think one thing that's really clever as well is, like, the neuromods you get for the humans are really boring. It's like, oh, enemies take longer to detect you. Weapons do more damage. You get more health. Like, it's so boring.
As a blank slate. No playstyle is the correct one, and that is the freedom.
And then the neuromod ones are like, the alien ones, like, go invisible. Duplicate yourself. Like, they're really cool.
Of identity.
I know who made me, and why. Did someone make you, Morgan?
Oh, it's meta! In a recording, Morgan dismisses the idea of blowing up Talos 1 to stop the spread of the Typhons, before realizing much later on how out of hand it got, and how Alex has him locked in a loop, and that, maybe blowing up Talos 1 could be the move. When you really think about it...
Button that destroys the world, smaller button that actually kills the Typhon and cures cancer.
But that also means killing potential survivors on board also. But...
oh, my frames.
On the other hand, you could escape with as many people as possible alive. Even the angry mercenary pursuers that your parents sent out to kill you. They do that. But that also means risking
oh, yeah, like the last third of the game, your parents realize what's going on. And they're like tech billionaires, and they just send out a guy to kill you. Which is kind of genius.
In Typhon
most happy parents.
Organisms within Morgan back to Earth. No ending is the right ending.
Like actual tiger parents.
Much like the trolley problem. It is not asking you to pick true, lesser evil options, only what you think in your eyes is the best choice to make. So if you see that both choices
Pyro,
kind of suck in the long term, well, I could just leave and not risk ruining the lives of others, right? No. This is literally the only time
I like the fact as well that he got so annoyed that he started removing check marks from people as well.
You're punished if you use the escape pod to leave by yourself, abandoning everyone aboard and forfeiting the help you were asked of. Both January and Alex call you a quitter and short-sighted, and you do leave the Typhon to run Rife on Talos 1.
Of all the ways the test could have changed you, this was the last one I expected. You're just... quitting.
Even if you choose to have no choice, you are still making a choice. After you finally beat the game, you find out you're running a simulation as a Typhon.
How did it do?
Activation of the mirror neurons is promising.
Yeah, that ending you just shown there where you kind of pussy out and you go in like a ship. You basically skip half the game and it auto kicks you to the bad ending. Like, you don't get this ending.
Empathy quotient shows to be exceptionally high.
This reveal...
But I finally got my Darkwood shirt and I'm pretty sure I got your signature on the Royal Mail ticket thing. Thank you for all the content over the years. I've loved seeing your content improve over the years. Keep it up, Fart.
Fart. Thank you, Manabone, for the 20. Appreciate it. It's all in the head. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes, the game is all in the head. Okay. 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 The game...
This is for chat. Elon doesn't have the makings of a varsity athlete.
The game is all in the head. Okay. You win. You win this one, okay? Okay, you win this one. I will let you have this one instance of a game that's all in the head. This one instance! One! I actually forgot that the ending was all in the head. I actually forgot that as well. Can I, is there any good games out there? I was talking about this. I recorded a gaming video with Colossal and Dolan yesterday because we're going to try gaming content on the podcast. And Colossal said, you spoiled The Last of Us 2 for me. So what I'm going to do is wait for a game that you enjoy to come out, and I'm going to spoil it for you. And then Dolan said, well, you can't do that because the only games that he plays, the plot twist is it was all in their head.
Incredible, because now the game is directly talking to the player, evaluating the choices that they made.
It probably thinks it was
I am getting so tired of the trope, but like, there just isn't a better one yet.
dreaming. That nothing mattered.
The ending is very conscious about Prey itself being a video game. It knows that when capital G gamers engage with media, that it's all inconsequential, that nothing within this digital world matters.
What the hell are you doing?
The ending is a soft reminder that even if you...
You know what's funny? When you kill Captain Keyes, you get rushed by Marines until you die. If they rushed you killing Captain Keyes, if they rushed you killing Captain Keyes as much as they were attacking the Covenant, they would have won straight away. They would have definitely won. If they put all the manpower into killing you that they did to killing the Covenant, they would have won.
You did sneak off to poke a few needles in you that they knew all along. If you have to sneak off to use neuromods, is it really worth it? Neuromods. It's all queefed up. What's better is, every new game you start could possibly be a fresh new Typhon being ran through the same simulation for testing before they are evaluated again. When you leave Talos 1 early, you are told,
We failed. This isn't the one.
Start over.
Before, I assume, we are to be dumped in the other pile of space debris.
Now that I think about it, Transstar really is just SpaceX in a future where John Kennedy wasn't assassinated. Though, what was it again that Alex wants to put in the Typhon?
Prey has heavy themes of empathy, so that...
All their wonderful abilities, there's one thing we can do that they can't. Empathize with the...
You know, they put Walton Goggins in this game as well, which is crazy. The guy that voices, he's one of the characters in Invincible with the white hair. But he's literally in this game, and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even realize that until afterwards.
Suffering of
Did I miss me-side? Nah, I'm doing that at the end.
another living creature.
We spent years trying to put what you can do into us. We never tried putting what we can do
Yeah, Cecil, that's right.
into you. Until now.
Prey holds a mirror to the player to show that it sees you. Alex wanting to alter Typhon instincts to empathize with humans is a metaphor for Alex trying to alter gamer instincts to make them less racist. Okay, I kid, but it's actually attempting to flip one's perspective on how they engage with games. Killing a pedestrian in GTA won't amount to much because it's a video game, right? Last of Us 2 NPCs say names, so you should feel bad. But in Prey, you are the Typhon.
In Last of Us 2, did anyone find out whenever you kill someone and they say their name, is that like... Does every single character have a name tied to them, or is it all just randomly generated?
In that DX Racer chair that your dad bought you. It reminds you of moments that you may have thought insignificant or forgotten about. You did not play the game played you. Teaching the Typhons empathy at first makes sense, but the issue is, whose idea of empathy are they using as a baseline? The company standard?
What you experienced was a reconstruction based on Morgan's memories.
We don't even know who the real Morgan was like. If it is based on Morgan's memories, did they actually use their memory loss as a way to end the relationship with Michaela, as well as killing her dad for the sake of work? However, at the same time, after a 5th cycle of memory loss, they saw the Typhon experiments and due to personality changes, wanted the station shut down. Who's to say for sure how the real Morgan felt after their final memory wipe, being merely an observer of their older personality? That said, this ultimately makes me beg the question.
Alex Hughes, voiced by Benedict Wong. Yeah, I already said that. He was, he's such an amazing actor. I love him. He was in a 3 Body Problem as well.
Would extracting the psyche from a human and placing it within a Typhon mean that the Typhon will adopt the human traits accurately? Will the Typhon just be a facsimile of our ideas?
You're assuming it thinks like us.
They are dissatisfied if you leave Talos 1 alone, choosing not to get involved, because it does not confirm their bias. But this bias can even fall into futility, as there is even an option to kill Alex.
Thank you, Marco, for the 30.
A hint of Typhon instincts still remain. And what about January?
Yeah, I wonder what happens at the end, because, like, the thing about Prey is you've got a lot... I think there's, like, 6 different endings in Prey, but they all end up being in the same... Like, you're always in that room, and you're always given the option to kill Alex or to, like, assimilate. Because, like, no matter what you picked, when playing as Morgan, or like the Typhon as Morgan, the world gets infected with the coral, all the weird orange stuff that like spreads everywhere. Like no matter, like you can blow up TranStar, you can escape on your own, you can stay there and watch it all blow up. But like no matter what happens, a bit of it always makes its way to Earth and contaminates the whole planet. So obviously if you kill Alex and that, then it's like, yeah, bad ending, everyone's gonna die. But then I guess like if you choose to shake his hand, you'll learn to like coexist with each other, I think.
It acts convincingly human with its own thoughts, yet strictly obeys directives, with, you know, being an AI drone that operates based off of Morgan's memories, personalities, and motives of an older Morgan pre-memory wipe. January agrees and disagrees with your actions, but not of its own volition. It will pick what it feels is the best way to accomplish its goals. It will even kill December, who has the antithesis of January's goals, before December could even help you.
That operator was an earlier defective model, or something worse. Alex, the Typhon, they're all working against you. Trust yourself. Trust the video you made.
But
thank you, Dranov, for the 14.
But it will never have the freedom of its own motivations, thoughts, emotions, or even empathy. We all have an...
Damn, I really want to play Prey now after watching this video. I think he's done such a good job on this. If you watch a YouTuber do a video essay and you want to play the game, I think that's like a big success.
Idea of what empathy feels like, or what we know what it is, but we will not experience it the same way as each other. And I know I'm better because I am an empath.
In Modern Warfare Remake, Main Cha uses an oil filter as a suppressor. This wouldn't work not because it wouldn't fit, but the gun would not cycle at all because a lack of a Nielsen device, so it would be single shot.
Thank you, Annan, for the 10. Thank you for the factoid. I was definitely thinking about that all night. I appreciate it.
Path with a bag of colorful crystals. Do we experience empathy the same way as everyone else? How do I know that I see the color red or feel the heat of fire the same way as you? I would never...
Silent Hill 2 was another video I wanted to do a main channel on. But like, I don't know. There's not really much you can say about Silent Hill 2. Like the entire plot is literally just my sad wife, Le Pillow.
To understand how everyone else sees and feels the world, but that is what makes people unique, and to be unique is what makes a human. So in what way would the Typhons feel empathy if we took that from a person or a few? How will a Typhon's instincts mesh with a conscious understanding of empathy or any other human nature? That also we can never know, because Prey leaves this up to interpretations. Let's use the franchise Annihilation to
drugs are bad, okay?
Expand on this idea. To avoid confusion, I'm gonna call Area X the Shimmer. In the film, when Lena is attacked by the Shimmer's alien at the end, it isn't because...
That was a really good film when that came out. I like Alex Garland has so many good films, and then he has so many misses. Like Annihilation was great, Civil War was great, and then Men. If anyone saw the film Men, the entire film is literally just men le bad, with no subtlety. It's like the entire premise of the film is basically just the cycle of like abuse, and there is no subtlety about it whatsoever.
It's hostile. It's taking her DNA, learning her human behaviors, subtleties, instincts.
You watch Men? No.
Earlier in the movie, we are introduced to a husband who has also been within the Shimmer. He returns home after a year, and of course, Lena goes to hug him and do a little smoochy smooch, but he just stands there? Wow, how weird and strange that he's acting.
Yeah, there's like a scene in Men where this one character, a man, gives birth to himself through a vagina, and then he gives birth again through his mouth. It's just like... And then the same man is played by a child, and they've just CGI'd the man's face onto the child. Like, it's awful.
It's all weird and strange.
No one knew anything about your unit. I contacted everyone. Was it covert?
Maybe.
Obviously, we find out that the husband in the scene...
Oh, he did the Call of Duty subtitles. He did the Call of Duty subtitles.
...is not her real husband, but a doppelganger. And that this version of her husband...
I will be honest, I think, like, COD is so lame, but the one thing that they did that's really cool is the subtitles. Like, when there's a character that you don't know their allegiance with, it's, like, yellow or orange. It's like that bit with Graves in the first Modern Warfare remake, when it changed from, like, orange to red, I think. I thought that was really cool.
Husband is trying to...
Like, that's literally the one... I can't think of another game that's done that. There probably is other games, but I still think that's a pretty cool touch.
...to imitate emotion. Okay. That's a funny trick. So where's the real one? Well, I guess that solves that issue. Him answering Lena's questions about his life in a stunted and confused manner. Is the Shimmer genuinely trying to learn what it's trying to portray, but doesn't quite understand what makes an emotion
Yellow paint on captions? Shut up.
so human. He begins with
Shut
one-worded
up,
answers
man.
and quickly develops how to string
Rent-free.
sentences together.
What's that mean? Maybe.
Okay, yeah. It's covert. Yeah, I think so.
Pakistan again?
I don't know.
We are even hinted that it has his memories when it says,
The door was open and I saw you.
I had to put yellow paint around my house so I can get ready in the morning.
Recognized you.
in the book Annihilation...
I imagine just like yellow paint just leading out of your bedroom, like into the bathroom. And then you've dabbled like yellow paint all over your toothbrush.
During a flashback
and then yellow paint all over the toilet paper.
Scene, the biologist's husband also reappears after a year away on his expedition in the Zone, or the Shimmer, or the Storm. There's a lot of names for this thing. Though the main character...
Why's he got that skin, bro? Why's he got that skin?
Character describes his emotes as flashing an imitation of his old infuriating smile.
But in its blankness, I sensed something mournful. Something left inside that wanted to communicate, but couldn't. My husband had never been mournful or melancholy as long as I'd known him, and this frightened me a little.
The Typhons by nature are not evil. Their act of killing is an instinctual act taught to it by generations of existence through the unconscious desire to survive and reproduce. That which to the likes of a bear, a shark, an alligator, or the Neanderthalian human...
I always understand this argument when you get like something that needs to survive by killing other people. Right? Like, oh, this creature isn't bad, this alien isn't bad, it just wants to survive. So what you're... Okay, this is a Jordan Peterson moment. So what you're saying is, AIDS isn't bad? Because AIDS just wants to survive, right? And with that said, the entire argument is debased. Thank you for coming to my TED Talks. Tune in next week.
Humans' incessant need to gamble, just another $10, it can't hurt. If the Typhons were to learn empathy, TranStar will likely install their idea of empathy, one that is misguided and with an ulterior motive, masked by kindness. And for Annihilation's case, this Shimmer's got a lot correct about him. It's got his cells, his genes, his memories, but at the very core, it is an outsider's view, an alien perspective of what it believes how people behave, react, and interact with the world and the people around them.
You did that in the Darkwood video, by the way. I never made an AIDS comparison. What?
It will never truly understand how to be human. It can only imitate.
And your work?
Hi,
oh, you know,
Pyro,
he
should
said,
check out
as
this
if he'd
new
only been
indie
away a
horror
few
that's
weeks.
pretty awesome.
As if I were a
It's
colleague,
first-person,
not his lover,
found-footage
his
body
wife.
cam style game where you're going through this website
Oh, you know,
looking for clues, very cool stuff and SFW. Check xvideos.com to see it.
Thank you also here for the 10.
Same as always. Nothing really new. He drank deeply from his orange juice, really drank to savor it, so that for a minute or two, nothing existed in the house but his enjoyment.
In the book, his doppelganger eventually...
Someone in chat is saying, brother, AIDS isn't evil. Evilness requires intention. A disease just is. Okay, but you are right. You are right. You are right. But dial it back a bit. You just said in chat, AIDS isn't evil. Okay.
Dies. It is a facsimile of a human, a surface-level understanding. This trial ends in error as the lifespan of the Shimmer...
No, it's true. It has no intention, but I just think the statement AIDS isn't evil is kind of funny.
His doppelgangers are short-lived. In the movie, the alien assimilates, mirroring what Lena is doing because it thinks it's a human response. It's learning, but it cannot be human with the complexity and nuances of one, because it simply never was. The scene...
AIDS is good. No, it's not good.
Scene before shows this iridescent mass taking blood from Lena directly, immediately mutating it, trying to duplicate and mimic it. It feels almost out of control of its own instinct. Anything on Earth is just as alien to it as it is alien to Earth. It's treating the Earth's makeup like it's shuffling a Rubik's Cube it cannot solve. A direct part of her is in the Shimmer now, just as it put parts of itself into Lena and the crew the moment they entered. She has been altered so much that when Lena asks if her husband is really Kane, the alien version of Kane asks if she is really Lena.
You aren't Kane. Are you?
I don't think so. Are you Lena?
And the results say, you are not the real Lena. The alien can't even tell its own kind. It's confused. It has manipulated genes and given life of its own volition. In the real world, AI is...
I mean, both of them are infected because both their eyes shimmer at the end of that film.
Our version...
That film's got Benedict Wong as well, by the way. Annihilation. He's not in it a lot, though.
...of the shimmer. That's force-fed hours and effort of images, text, voices, and video made by human hands in an effort to replicate it while it forgets to recognize the human nuances.
Remake the Darkest COD campaign. Couldn't create thumbnail. Fat Cry 2 game sequel pitch idea. What is that? That's like a Mr. Beast thumbnail. The System Shock one is actually kind of accurate.
It mimics things made by humans.
I like how there's so many people that use AI slop for their thumbnails. There's one YouTuber actually. Radbrad has been doing that. I love Radbrad. I used to watch him so much when I was growing up. But yeah, he has yeah, all of his thumbnails are just like AI slop now, which kind of sucks. I mean, that one isn't. That one isn't. That one isn't. That one isn't. That is. That is. That is. That is. The Indiana Jones ones aren't AI, which is surprising. Is he? Okay, never mind. Yeah, I thought he stopped doing AI slop, but no, he went back to it. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you can still definitely tell when AI is like a thing. Like when something is AI. But that definitely won't last, I think. Yeah, like with the Silent Hill stuff, it's like it's all actual images of the game, and then the rest is just like AI slop. I mean, I get it. It saves time, but like, yeah, L.
Without understanding them. ChatGPT, when prompted, regurgitates a bile of thousands.
Ray William Johnson. Yeah, all of his shorts are just AI slop. Genuinely must take him like 20 minutes to make a video.
Thousands and thousands of answers refined down into a definitive human-appearing answer. It may be convincing, but it misses an essential part of creating: personality. If something is made by a person, a piece of that person is inherently within.
Is that cards?
If something is made by a person,
that's actual AI. That's slop, bro. What? I know they did the whole AI voice actor thing. I didn't. Oh
piece of
man.
That person is inherently within that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Actually, one of the editors that we hired for Darkwood, because we hired a lot of extra editors for the video. We did actually realize that one of the editors that we hired was using like AI generated images for Darkwood. And we were just like, get that out. Get that out. Get that out. We don't want that. We don't want that. I mean, I'm not saying all AI is bad, right? I'm just saying a lot of it leads to slop. And I thought like next to none of this video is AI. None of this video is AI. And then you've just got like a couple of these images of like the forest. And it's like, bro, you can so tell that's AI. Just use something else as well. Just use something else instead.
That thing. A painting made by AI may be mesmerizing, but it will inherently within that thing. A painting made by AI.
You can literally tell that's AI. That's so lame. Look at that.
AI may be mesmerizing, but it will never hold the meaningful weight of a human-made painting. There is no struggle, no overcoming a failure.
Arcane Netflix banner image pulled after fans spot telltale signs of AI.
No self-development to be found in a...
What was this game again? Wasn't this High on Life and they had AI posters?
Painting that hasn't been touched by the hands of a person whose whole life and experiences...
Yeah, that's right. High on Life. That's right.
...was lived up until the point of his existence. Because it creates a facsimile of what we can do, yet it is devoid of purpose, history, and emotion.
It's scary, man. Like, you know, Gen Betas are being born today, right? I think they started being born yesterday. So Gen Alpha's over. Anything born after now is going to be Generation Beta. Up until like 2039, I think. And they're going to be the generation when AI is like fully realized. All of it is fully... It'll be hard. It'll be hard, if not impossible, to discern like real images from AI or like real chats from AI.
Motion. It can never truly create text or images.
Imagine being born as a beta. Yep.
Like a human, because it is simply not. The Typhons may behave like a human and be civilized.
I don't like the fact that Gen Z is now basically the new millennial. I don't like that. That's scaring me a little bit.
But how much of the human side is of their own volition and not something that we taught them? There are literally enemies called mimics.
I say as I rub my big bodacious belly up and down.
I will play it soon.
Which
I give it the 10.
Mimic random objects in the world. This AI corner of the internet is our own little Area X, and it is ever expanding. At the end of book 1, the biologist, after all of her crew are dead, after she is left alone with the very book she's been writing that you are reading, she remarks,
I am aware that all of this speculation is incomplete, inexact, inaccurate, useless. If I don't have real answers, it is because we still don't know what
Did you play the System Shock remake? I did. It was really good. I didn't finish it though.
questions to ask. Our instruments are useless, our methodology broken, our motivations selfish.
Selfish. Like not buying my merch from this video to change the nature of the Typhon so we can coexist with them too is a selfish act. We invaded their space, took their DNA, and decided to alter it when it endangered us. It is an equal scenario between a Typhon and a human to be unalike, and they are threatened by each other's existence. And the Translate Company is even ran on risk, fueled by fear of its competitors. Even when cooperating with the Soviet Union in this universe, they are still trying to get the upper hand against them, just in case.
And if it does work, is it worth it?
The people that come after us will be smarter, stronger, immortal. They can judge us if they want, but they'll know they
Does Generation Sigma actually come after Gen Beta?
exist because of the things we did.
Again, it roots back to instincts, the need to fend off of an outer tribe that isn't one of our own. Just how America raced them to the atomic bomb or to put man in space. If a country creates a technology that's revolutionary for the human race, that places this country above the rest, a display of power and knowledge. Prey asks questions and purposefully does not answer them because they are unable to be answered directly in a world that is uncertain and unpredictable. Life is just one big trolley problem where we pick what we believe is the best outcome for our circumstances.
Take fentanyl or take meth? Which one?
But that's 3 scary 5 me, which is why I live life like a king, where I sit at home playing video games all day. Fuck you. Thanks, Dad. Plus, getting a job is intimidating, and that whole numbers thing, it's...
Why is he eating out of a dog bowl? Why is he eating out of a dog bowl, chat?
It's confusing. Well, if I could read what that says...
Alright, that was a good video. I like that. He's gay, but still a very good video for a gay person.